If you could tap into the power of consumer behavior, do you think it would make a difference in your business? What are the things that make consumers behave the way that they do when deciding to buy a product? Is it simply just price, given the alternatives available? Or is there more to it than just that? What goes on in the consumer's mind when deciding between product alternatives that directly impacts their final buying decision? And does personality traits impact that behavior? These questions on consumer behavior have an important impact on the success of your product and business. Understanding them and using them to your advantage can be a key to your success. There are three primary drivers that create a change in consumer behavior: time, cost, and convenience. Let's talk about time. We all have a limited amount of it, and for most of us, this is a precious commodity. So improving upon it can change consumer behavior. For example, why is FedEx able to charge more for next day delivery AM? Then others are willing to pay a little bit more for next day PM, but not as much as delivery AM. This gets to the essence of consumer behavior, of how time, cost, and convenience applies to everyone, and yet some of the choices made is specific to an individual's personality traits, based upon the needs or desires they have at the time of the purchase. There could also be other influencers in this process that affect the final product or service selection. For example, perhaps your boss said, "Make sure that document arrives the next day." Well, that's one example. But a more subtle example of an influencer would be the impact of a family member's influence on a purchase for the home when it comes to color or style. Let's use a kitchen faucet as an example. If the faucet is for a kitchen or a bathroom, the style and finish of that faucet may be directly influenced by another member of that household, and it may be a different person than the one actually making the purchase. The function of delivering water is the primary attribute of a faucet. However, the look and feel of it is influenced by how that faucet will fit into the design of the home, and the underlying needs, desires, and personality traits of the homeowners. You know, an interesting thing happened after the 911 incident with the Twin Towers. The home became more centric in the values of many American families, as it was a very difficult time in our history. Family and friends became even more important in a time of such uncertainty. So many people were searching for answers, and trivial things had just less importance. As part of this timing, there were many kitchen table conversations of what all this meant for the country and our future way of life. This tragedy made people more aware of their personal safety and security, and led to protecting their homes with security systems, more secure locks and deadbolts, installing video cameras and the like. As part of this psychology, the kitchen became a centerpiece for many conversations. And some appliance brands were able to benefit from this trend and focused on their branding and product offering, making the kitchen the center of the home. These brands were focused on the underlying need of family time and a safe environment. This also corresponded with new finishes and style being offered to make the kitchen, bathrooms, and home reflect these new values. Faucets, bathroom, and door hardware went through tremendous innovation during these years, soon after the 911 event. At the time, I was responsible for the branding of the Price Pfister faucet product line, and I saw some of this transformation occur. It's important to understand that these key drivers of consumer behavior lead to product and brand opportunity when utilized effectively, and consider that there are several more at play that ultimately influence the consumer's decision to buy a product or service. Well, hi, I'm Eric, and welcome to the 7th episode of The Product Talk. In this channel, I take you through my journey of developing brands and products for consumer products companies, so you can learn from my wins and my losses when things did not go quite as expected. So let's consider that there are two more drivers for consumer behavior that influence the buying decision. The first is quality. Let's define quality as the expectation of the price paid for the features and benefits promised on a particular product. So here's the question to ask. Is the product delivering on what it promised? Are expectations being met based upon how the product was marketed? There could be a promise of duration, like a warranty or a guarantee, that helps the consumer make the product selection. The expectation of quality for that product may hinge on whether it lives up to what was promised in the first place. For example, Hyundai offers a 100,000-mile warranty on new vehicles. That does not automatically mean that the product will last that long without issues. It just means that Hyundai will warranty their product for that duration. However, our expectation has been set with a promise of the 100K warranty. Whether or not Hyundai is able to deliver on that promise will impact our perception of quality for that brand. Price is also a factor in setting quality expectations, as most of us believe we get what we pay for. At this point, we've considered 4 key drivers of consumer behavior. Now let's consider a 5th key driver, and that is status. Status can be a powerful concept in branding and is often driven by personality attributes. Why does one person choose a Toyota and another a Lexus? Both offer high-quality products and will handle the need for transportation options. So why would you pay more for a Lexus? Well, the status of owning a Lexus and what that perception means to that individual's underlying needs and the tribe that they belong to. I would also say that life stage would also influence the ability to pay for a luxury brand, for most aspiring to own those type of brands. In fact, a lot of owners of luxury brands are not wealthy at all. They just aspire to be seen with a luxury brand due to some underlying need, which is typically an elevated status within their own tribe. You're probably thinking, wait, did he say tribe? What in the world are you talking about? Well, a tribe is made up of friends, neighbors, colleagues, and sometimes family, and the perception of that individual within those people groups. For some people, this is a conscious effort trying to obtain a higher degree of status. For others, it is mostly unconscious or just not as important, as it's just part of their personality makeup as an underlying need. For example, I am brand-centric and prefer BMW and Lexus. But I am also cost-conscious and want to make sure that I get a good deal. So for me, my personality traits working all in combination will most likely influence me to purchase, let's say, a 2 to 3 year old vehicle. That way, I save on the depreciation hit of the new vehicle cost. I mentioned personality attributes and how they impact consumer behavior. There are different personality profiles when it comes to consumer behavior. Here are the primary ones. Value conscious. Person's very price sensitive and brand agnostic. So they're more about the price than the brand. Next is brand centric, which is your brand loyalists. They've had a particular experience with the brand, and so they go back to it. From there, there's the aspirer. This is someone who desires to change status through their purchase, and it's an important part of their underlying need within their tribe. From there, there's the innovators. They typically buy the latest or trendiest products, and they have the ability to influence others on their purchases too. Convenience seekers are next, and they're willing to pay more for convenience. It's important to them to speed things up or make it easier. From there, we get into experientialists, who prefer the experience when they're purchasing a product, and they're all about that experience with the brand. Next is empathetic, someone that is socially conscious or cause-oriented, so they purchase for a purpose. From there, we go to quality conscious. Quality is a primary factor in their purchase pattern. Lastly is the pragmatist. They're very practical and functional in their considerations. They're the no-frills type people. I kind of think of them as the Honda buyer in general. Well, the personality attributes are also made up of concentric circles, like the Olympic rings, where they intersect in certain places where there's crossover. Each person has a combination of these personality traits. It's part of what makes us unique and heavily influences our purchase decisions. For example, I'm a combination of a brand-centric and experiential, with quality also a primary factor. But that does help describe my psychographic profile. You're not likely to see me in some old beater of a car. That's just not going to happen. Keeping in mind these personality attributes in combination with consumer behavior drivers and developing products and brands oriented to these factors will help you focus in on your avatar. It's better to play to a specific viable market than try to market to the masses, so that your product strategy and tactics are on point with your target audience. Well, this will wrap up episode 7. Please proceed to episode 8 and continue on our journey of developing successful new products and brands. Be sure to like and subscribe so it helps others to find this content. And don't forget to hit the notifications button so you're notified on the next episode. If you want to share our channel, you can find The Product Talk by going to youtube.com/the @ The Product Talk. Thanks for watching.